My name is Halia Gooch, and today I will be talking about Clair de Lune by Debussy. Just to preface, I'm not answering the questions in any specific order. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that I kind of talk about each, subject kind of as I go. So to start, I kind of want to talk about how I found the piece and what kind of made me think about it. I was watching Twilight. It's used in the first movie in a kind of interesting way. It's kind of used how it's used in most movies nowadays, though. They probably took the idea from Twilight. But before I get into that, I really want to talk about the history of the piece. I'm back. Halia, about an hour later. I just realized that I yapped for way too long. So we're going to start over. Back to what I was talking about, which is the history of the piece. It was written by this French guy who was kind of just going through it. Homeboy was low-key kind of just talking about how he was really sad. But then there's light at the end of the tunnel, and he knows that. And he knows that things will get better. And so Debussy got a hold of it, and he's like, that's really relatable. I love that. What a great message. And so he used it as his, as inspiration for his third movement in his 1890 piece. I can't recall the name of it. But super important, used everywhere. The piece was written for solo piano, super big, super popular. I guess people back then even thought it was a banger. They're like, oh, this slaps. And that's really because of how the piece is written, kind of the tempo and things of that sort. It starts very, very slow, and the piece never really speeds up a lot at all. It gets more expressive and louder for sure as the piece goes on, kind of towards 1:30ish, 1:40ish in the recording I was listening to. It just got louder and was very expressive, and then towards around 2:13, I've got the timestamps written behind me, around 2:13, super loud, a lot of big emotion, which really gets people kind of like pulling at the heartstrings. They're like, oh my goodness, I relate. Debussy, you telling me how it is. I've got the questions written down behind me. So that's something I really enjoy about the piece. I really like how identifiable it is, The first little bit, people most of the time know it. Other than that, I think movie scene-wise, the piece really fits into the emotional kind of thing. If somebody's dying, this piece is probably behind it. This piece is definitely gonna play at least at some point in the movie. And if somebody's like being mysterious, kind of like Edward Cullen,
Debussy,
they're gonna play the piece. There's no avoiding it. There's no running away from this piece. I'm happy I don't hate this piece, because if I did, I'd be miserable in American media. It'd be really tough. But yeah, that's my project. I had a great time looking into it. Impressionist period has a lot of pieces similar to this one, but this one really stands out just how expressive it is.